Triple G, brace yourself for the things you'll see. From comic books to toys and more, and all cartoons that we adore. Pop culture, flicks and geeky stuff, we love it all and can't get enough. So settle in and enjoy the show. Please hit like and subscribe before you go.
How's it hanging, YouTube? Peter here, your ginger, Geordie, Geek. Welcome back to the channel for my usual Sunday afternoon hangout, where we'll talk a little bit about comic books, action figures, what I've been reading lately, and also what I've been buying. Now, I am fresh back from a toy fair, so I'm not going to show you what I've picked up, but it's probably, I think, the best toy fair I've been to in a long time. I am going to make a video as soon as I'm finished here of some of the stuff I've gotten, but to be fair, I have filled my boots, so watch out for that one. I've got some pieces here that I've been after for a while, so keep an eye out for that. Hopefully going to get that filmed as soon as I'm finished with you today, and hopefully put that out tonight at some point, so please keep an eye out for that. We've got, as usual, a whole load of stuff to get through today, so I'm just going to crack straight on because we've got an awful lot of comics to talk about, a lot of books to show you that I've picked up, and some vintage stuff to talk about. And I also want to open up my calendar for today. We've got Terry and Sorrel in the chat. Nice to see you guys. I hope you're well. Thank you very much for stopping by. So let's just crack straight on, guys. Some good books this week, some good books. Sorrel, if you're sticking around, pal, there's a superb horror-themed Santa comic I'm going to talk to you a little bit about in a few minutes, which is phenomenal, which I think you, in particular, would really love. I really liked it. But we're going to start off, as usual, with Shelf Life. Those of you that haven't seen the show before, I think most of you have, but those of you that haven't seen the show before, this is where basically I pick a couple of books off my to-read shelf. My to-read shelf is basically a whole load of trade paperbacks and things like that I've been collecting and just building up for, crikey, years and years and years, Christmas presents, birthday presents and things like that. And I've still just not got an opportunity to read them. So each week we'll pull a couple of books off the shelf and have a look at them. This one is Simon Lewis, Flesh and Blood. Not a frigging clue. Not a frigging clue when I've bought this or why I've bought this. Never heard of it. Any of you guys know anything about this one? I have never heard of this book, so I have no idea why I would have picked it up. Different art. Different. Oh, comes with a little card thing. One of my things that are quite... Oh, it's signed. It's signed. I will have picked this up at either Thought Bubble or at the HorrorCon or something like that. Quite often, if I see guys who are doing self-published books, I'll always try and pick one up just to support them. But never heard of this one. This says, a hunger like you've never known. The discovery of a partially eaten corpse on the side of a road relights a smouldering obsession in paramedic Ruth Sarah, who killed her husband. Her quest leads her to the Scottish Highlands. Didn't want to go into Scotland full of people like Mr. McGroovy. Do you know what I mean? They're all a bit odd up there. But anyway, her quest leads her to the Scottish Highlands and deep into danger as she approaches a deadly reckoning with a family of killers who share a strange and grisly secret. So to be fair, this sounds right up my street. It's like, oh yeah. Severed hearts, all that kind of stuff. So that's probably why I've bought this one. I've just got no recollection of buying it. But yeah, looks interesting. So that is Flesh and Blood. Oh, Christ, let's keep it light. Let's keep it light. This is another one. So when you've been reading comics for a long time, guys, like I have, when you're very old, there are certain books that people say are kind of classics, classic comic books that any serious comic book reader should have read. So things like, Alan Moore's Watchmen, I'd say V for Vendetta as well. Again, sticking with Alan Moore, some of the Superman stuff he's done, all those kind of books are classics. This is a one that's kind of spoken about an awful lot, and I've never read it. This is Mouse, winner of a Pulitzer Prize. This is the complete version. Going to be a hard read, but this is basically about World War II, really, isn't it? But told through the kind of the eyes of mice. Says the most affecting and successful narrative ever done about the Holocaust. A quiet triumph, moving and simple, impossible to describe accurately and impossible to achieve in any medium but comics. It's supposed to be a really harrowing read, but an important read. The art style looks very, very interesting. I'm sure I read last year that there was a number of, again, good old American politics, American schools had removed this from libraries. They weren't allowing students to read this. Crackers, isn't it? Just crackers. So yeah, I need to get into this one. It's supposed to be a really, really strong book. So yeah, looking forward to getting stuck into that. And then the last one. This is something I really should know about and I should have read. Picked this up a while ago. This is the Guide to Grading Comic Books. So this is the Overstreet team have done a number of volumes of this. This is the latest edition. Talks you through bit by bit how you should be able to look at a comic book, judge its grading, basically. I'm crap at that. I've never been any good at that. But this book will hopefully talk you through it and help you get through it. So it talks all about the different grades, what a very good grade means, what you're kind of looking for and all that kind of stuff. With some good examples as well on there of how to grade comics. So, I might give this a bang. It might be interesting, like I say, to have a look at this, to read through it, to try and grade a couple of comic books, and then potentially send them off to CGC and see if my grading aligns with their grading. Any of you guys in the chat consider yourselves to be graders? Mr. McGroovy, I know you're still in the chat. Do you consider yourself to be a good grader? It is so subjective, but we need something to kind of direct with, don't we? I often find the difference between kind of the high nines is almost indistinguishable. So yeah, interested to read that and then have a go. I might do a little video on that at some point. Have a little go and see what it looks like. See if I can try and work out whether my old eyes are any good. Let's just see the chat. We've got Terry, nice to see you, pal. Sorrel, always good to see you, my bud. Mr. McGroovy, afternoon. Mr. McGroovy's just put up another cracker video. I haven't watched it yet. I have to be honest, Paul. I'm not getting a chance to watch it. Another one of your interviews with Adam, I believe, isn't it? So let one know the details in the chat and I'll get to it. Hopefully when I'm at work tomorrow. But yeah, looks cool. Adam's a lovely guy as well. We've got Canadian Survivalist, always good to see you, my friend. And we've got good old Joshy Boy Toys. Joshy, going to be putting out a video later on. I don't know if you heard earlier. Been to a toy fair today. Have filled my boots with some amazing stuff. It's all down to the right of us here because I'm about to do a video. Some great stuff. Stuff I wouldn't normally pick up as well. But all vintage good stuff. Mouse is brilliant. Brutal and brilliant. Yeah. But again, I don't know if it's an age thing. And not that I would dare to assume your age, Paul. No, I would never do that. But I don't know if it's an age thing. But the older I'm getting, the more interested I am in historical stuff. So I'm enjoying some of I like true crime, I like all that kind of stuff. So, in World War II in particular is a particular interest of mine. So yeah, I'm it sounds horrible to say it, but I am looking forward to getting into that book and see what it's like. Always been curious about Mouse, but never read it. Again, like I said to you last time, Sorrel, once I've read this, pal, I'll be happy to pass it on. Joshy Boy has become a channel member. Thank you so much for that, mate. I do appreciate it. Really do appreciate it. It's very, very kind of you. And you get entered into the twice monthly comic book giveaway. So thank you for that, Joshy. Really do appreciate it. Sorrel, I'm a good grader. What am I grading again? Yeah, Sorrel, you keep, again... Oh, the palpitations. You keep your comics in a ring binder, mate. No. Nothing out of a ring binder is going to be in a high grade. McGroovy is reasonable, he says. Good stuff. Again, I'd have to have a look at some of that. I'll have to have a look at that. Yeah, have to have a look. I've never really been confident enough to try it, have to say. Paul's video has some great covers. Good stuff, pal. Good stuff. Okie dokie. Right, before we get on to the comic books, let's do my next day in my calendar. So we are on to day, 14? Day 14 of these Transformers blockies. got this little Starscream yesterday. Love him, love him. If these kind of figures aren't your cup of tea, still stick around, please. Still stick around, because this is only going to take about 10 minutes. Here we are. Whoa. The calendar. Anyone spot 14? Bang on in the middle. Let's have a look and see what is behind door 14. I'll try not to look at the little information sheet, so you find out when I find out. I did spy a Poiple there, so I think it's a Deceptor creep. Anyway, let's have a look. And ooh, so we've got a Constructor Con. We've got Bone Crusher. That's quite cool. I quite like the Constructor Cons. I bought a knockoff kind of Chinese builder Constructor Con from AliExpress or something. So quite looking forward to getting stuck into that. Right, oh, hang on, where's the instructions? Instructions are in there. You know the crack, guys. We shall have a go and see if I can build this little bugger very, very quickly. Whilst we're doing it, we'll just have a general chat as usual. I'm going to see if I can build this without looking at the instructions, because I'm geek good like that. I am geek good like that. Let's have a look. Get all the little bits out. Move them to one side. Got a nice square heat. Right, Warowski. So yeah, these Transformer blockies, I have been enjoying them. As you know, I've been building a lot of these little buggers, and I have been quite good fun. But yeah, they're good. They're good. So, like I say, been to a toy fair today in good old Gateshead, just down the road from where I live. One of the better ones I've been to, I have to say. I picked up some cracking stuff. There were some great retailers there. Sorrel, I know you're a toy fair fanatic. Mr. What you call him? I nearly said Mr. McGroovy. Not Mr. McGroovy. Monkey's Emporium was there. Have you ever bought much from Monkey's Emporium? You had some good stuff. I picked up a couple of items. Prices seemed very reasonable as well. So yeah, I was quite impressed with him. I think he's got a physical shop somewhere as well. So yeah, I'll be checking him out and giving him a bit of a go if I can. I'm always keen, guys in the chat, have any of you ever done this? I'm always keen on trying to organise a bit of a geek tour of the UK. So I'm very conscious that I only really get to the comic shops that are in my local area, and there's so many cool toy and comic shops that are around about that I just never get to. So I've always kind of fancied doing a bit of a road trip and going just kind of visiting some comic shops and seeing what's out and about. Any of you guys ever done that? Anybody ever had the kind of the gumption to jump in the car and go on a bit of a road trip tour? And if you have, a little while ago I did a video about how I was going to try and pull together a UK guide to different toy shops, comic shops that aren't on the map, as it were. So not your franchise shops like Forbidden Planet and all that kind of rubbish. I got some interest in it, but I didn't get a massive amount of interest, I have to say. So I kind of dropped it, but it's perhaps something I want to go back to and have another look-see at. But let us know, guys, is there any shops in your local area you think are well worth a visit? They've got decent stock of a mix of vintage stuff and all that kind of things. Can I just say, guys, I didn't even look at the bloody instructions there. I just built him. Look at that little bugger. Look at him. I'm liking that. I am liking that. So that is one of the Constructor Cons. Very cool. Very cool. Is that him in the truck form? I might have already had him in the truck form. Looks similar, doesn't it? Nice. Very, very cool. Very cool. Right, let's see what the comments are saying. Just shift this over. No, but I'm in. It would be class, wouldn't it? It would be class to just a couple of would jump in the car and just go for a bit of a drive and things and again, I'm thinking more of shops that are off the beaten track a little bit. Some of these kind of Aladdin's caves where you can find all kinds of back issues and vintage stuff and whatnot. Not your forbidden. It breaks my heart sometimes with work I get to go to different cities and things like that. Breaks my heart when you get there and you do a quick Google and all you've got is a bloody Forbidden Planet or an Entertainer, stuff that you can get in every city. I want something a bit more unique. Anyway, guys, let's crack on with what you are probably here to see, which is this week's comic books. Let's have a little talk-see about the different books that have been out this week. We've had some crackers. Have to say, been a real good book for reading. A real good week for reading. Let's start off with this. This is absolutely going bonkers at the moment. Absolutely bonkers. I've picked up a few copies of this. I'm going to show you my fancy variant covers in a second. This is absolute Batman. So we'll start with comic reviews this week, guys, with Absolute Batman issue number 15. This has given us the origin of the Absolute Universe Joker. Well, we think the origin. As usual, it's not exactly cut and dry. There's lots of kind of smoke and mirrors about this. This thing's horrific. Absolutely horrific. This book, if you can get a copy, worth picking up, particularly some of the variants. The prices of this has already gone through the roof. It's a pricey little book if you can get some of the kind of the ratio exclusives and all the rest of it. But this is the absolute version of the Joker. We shouldn't be surprised at this, I guess, because most of the absolute versions of characters have been far removed from the DC versions. They're quite grotesque, creature-like, and the Joker is no different. The basic backstory is that we think that this guy has been around for about 100 years. I love the narrative of how he was a kid who used to try and make people laugh in the streets to get money. And then as the story develops, you realise that the people were laughing on the streets because he purposefully chose to do his little performance outside of a dentist surgery, and he'd been in and he'd loosened the nitrous oxide. So they were all laughing uncontrollably, not because of his jokes, but because he was poisoning them. Anyway, you think this character has basically been around for 100 years, some kind of experimentation on children, some kind of experimentation on himself. He puts all of his enemies on random islands across the world, and then every now and then just pops to an island and hunts them down. So you get this horrific version of the Joker, which is just grotesque. So yeah, I really enjoyed this. I am loving the Absolute Batman universe. Definitely well worth checking out. And if you can pick one of these up for a reasonable price, recommend you do so. We then got this, Defenders of the Earth, issue number 1, Dark Destiny. I've not really checked out much of the Defenders of the Earth comic books from Mad Cave. I am a Defenders fan from back in the days when there was the cartoon, but I thought I'd give this a go because it's a relaunch with issue number 1, split into 2 parts. Really, you've got what I would class as the classic Defenders, off-world, who are doing a kind of a rescue mission. And getting all kinds of issues. Flash Gordon's being marked for death. The only way the planet can survive is by bumping off old Flash. So you get a bit of battle and all the rest of it. And then you've got a side mission on Earth, which has got the kind of the descendants of the Defenders. So you've got the new Phantom, you've got Flash's son and characters like that. This is written by Dan Ditto. I didn't even realise he was still around churning stuff out. But he's doing this book. I really enjoyed it. The artwork was good. It's very simple, very straightforward. I'll read on. I will read on. I do like this book. I love a bit of Defenders. So yes, I will continue reading Defenders of the Earth. Let's just see what the chat is saying. Peter just filmed a video for you. Will be up as a member exclusive vid on my channel shortly. It's for you. Oh God. I hope it's not another naked one, Sorrel. I mean, you've sent us lots of videos of that. Mr. McGroovy, members. Yeah, Mr. McGroovy, channel members, vid on my channel. So both me and Sorrel have got memberships, Mr. McGroovy. So basically, Paul, what happens is when you hit, is it 1,000 subscribers, Sorrel? I can't remember. But when you hit 1,000 subscribers here, something like that, they change the kind of the criteria every now and then. But when you're able to be monetized, you can do members on your channel, and basically if you become a member you get access to videos early and you get entered into the giveaways and all that kind of stuff. Really, it's just a way for people to support the channel, so it's worth doing. Terry is one of the people that pushed me to get into membership, so thank you for that, Terry. I do appreciate it. A few years ago I went to Cornwall. There were supposedly about 6 stores within 20 miles of each other. 3 were closed 3 days a week, 1 closed down. No mention of this, of course. Yeah, it's frustrating, that, pal. When I went down to I don't think I did a video on it, Terry. When I went, my wife was flying to America in the summer, but she was flying from Manchester, so I drove down there, dropped her off, and I plotted a route back to Newcastle, going to 2 different comic shops. So I can't remember where they were, drove all the way from Manchester, about an hour towards Blackpool, got to the shop, and there was a sign on the door saying they decided to shut on the Monday. It was meant to be open, but just shits and giggles decided to shut, so I was fizzing about that. So I drove another hour in the other direction to the next shop, and I hadn't read the instructions correctly. That place shut at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. I got there about 10 past, so I was livid, absolutely bloody livid, complete waste of time. Paul has joined as a member. Thank you so much, pal. Really do appreciate that. That is very, very kind of you. Thank you, bud. Thank you. Paul, you get entered and do a twice monthly giveaway now. I'll make sure if you win, you get loads and loads of good Superman books, because I know you like them. Kenneth, nice to see you, Ken. I hope you are doing well, my friend. I hope you're doing well. So, yeah, so that was Defenders of the Earth, Dark Destiny. Good, enjoyable read. Next, we've got this. This is Marvel The End, another kind of Marvel big event book. I'm never quite so sure of these, but I do quite like Spider-Man 2099 and all that kind of stuff. So I thought I would give this one a go. In issue 1, I'll always give it a go. This is quite interesting. I've not been reading the recent Marvel 2099 stuff. I read a little bit of the Dracula one, so I wasn't really aware of what's been going on previously. But in essence, Dracula is now the herald of a kind of a Galactus character. Galactus has been absorbed with Null, who you'll recognise from Venom, and become, is it called Abyss or something, I think? Has become this new kind of cosmic entity that flies around devouring planets. So Mephisto is getting involved, because Mephisto is cheesed off because when Galactus, or Abyss, whatever you call it, devours the planets now, he doesn't get the souls. So in essence, this is Marvel's answer to DCKO. Both Abyss and Mephisto pull together a team who are going to fight and represent the alternate universes, and whoever wins kind of gets powers and all the rest of it. So yeah, so this is the group of characters they've pulled. Mephisto goes for all the champions of the 2099 universe. So you get to see all the different kind of iterations of Marvel 2099, which I quite like. I like their version of some of these characters. And then you also get the Abysmal Warriors. So Abyss summons these different characters from across the multiverse, basically, so different variations and versions. So you see there a zombie version of Sentry, you've got the Wolverine from Age of Apocalypse, a weird looking Ghost Rider who's half horse, half man, not sure what that's all about. So there's some interesting characters, and it basically ends with them pitted against each other, so whoever wins saves their universe. And just as it's all kicking off, we get introduced to this golden character on the front, who's Spider-Man 3099 or something different. 3099, I think. So you don't really get much detail about that, but he looks interesting. I thought it was an alright book. It's typical Marvel kind of by the numbers stuff. I'll probably read on because it was interesting enough, but it's not a great book by any stretch of the imagination. But it was alright. It was alright. So give it a go. Give it a go. Next, we've got this. I absolutely friggin' loved this book. So this is a Spawn Universe title. I Saw Santa, issue number 1. Can't remember if I picked this up this week or last week. I'm not sure when I got this. But this is, like I say, a Spawn title. I have not read any Spawn books, really. Read very little Spawn. I got this purely because of the cover with Santa Claus on the front, not because it was a tie-in to any kind of Spawn universe. Book starts off with you being introduced to a crime scene with Sam and Twitch, who I believe are the two detective characters from the Spawn universe, where basically there's a family, adults and 3 children, sat in front of the Christmas tree, and they've all been decapitated and their heads are in Christmas boxes. And it's how the kind of the detectives are investigating that. Then turns out that Santa Claus is real. Santa Claus had seen the crime scene. He's headed back to the North Pole, all shook up and everything. And there was a note left for Santa, which basically said, "I promise I'll be good this year," or something. And you get this flashback tale to this young kid who's been naughty every year. And then one year had gone crackers and tried to kill Santa, murdered his family and everything like that. So it's setting up that this kid is basically the murderer in the future and going around killing everybody. It was really good fun. It's, you know, as far as family murder goes. I really liked it. Really, probably one of my favourite books I've read this week, actually. So I'm looking forward to issue 2 on this. If you like your horror, your Christmas-based horror, I definitely recommend you check that one out. It was good fun. Sounds sick saying that, doesn't it? Kids murdering the family. But yeah, it was an interesting read. Oh, okay. So we've got The Darkness, issue number 1. This is a revival of the Darkness property. Yeah, lots of people told us that The Darkness is good. I've never read any Darkness, never read any Witchblade really, so I thought I would give this a go. The artwork is quite appealing. Basic synopsis of this, guys, if you've never read any Darkness, is that this guy, when he turns 21, gets access to all of these demonic powers and things, and there's a bit of a war between heaven and hell for control of them. I found this a really strange book. I'm not sure it did enough to encourage us to read on. I found it quite uncomfortable at times. There's a lot of talk about sex in this, which just feels, I don't know if that's what the original Darkness was like, but like really it feels like, do you know when Image first came out and they were trying very, very hard to be edgy and shocking and we'll swear in comics or we'll show nude scenes, and so it felt a bit like that. It didn't fit the story. Now that might be what The Darkness is all about. I don't know. I've never read it before. But I found it quite off-putting. Every few pages or something like that kind of, I went, oh, that's a bit unnecessary. So yeah, didn't blow us away. Didn't excite us in any way. I'll probably, to be fair, read issue 2 just to give it a proper go. But yeah, did nout to excite us. Then we've got this. This is round 2, Aquaman versus Hawkman, part of the DC KO event, crossover event. This was a good read. I quite enjoyed this. We get the King of the Seas versus Hawkman. Quite liking how they're doing these events, where basically it's 3 rounds, best of 2, basically. But on the second round, they get to select their most powerful form from all the different variations of the characters. This was interesting again, as in I've not been reading the current Aquaman book, so he's got access to a whole host of new powers and abilities now, which make him incredibly strong, really. So yeah, I enjoyed this one. It was probably, well, it is the best of the 2 DC KO books this week. I really enjoyed the battle in this one. It was fun, whereas this didn't particularly like at all, I have to say. This was Wonder Woman versus Lobo. Now, to be fair, full transparency, I'm not a big fan of the Lobo character, which might be why I didn't particularly enjoy this one. I've just never really got him. I just thought this was cack. The battles, the fight scenes weren't particularly inventive. I know Lobo is a powerful character. I know he's gone toe-to-toe with Superman at times. But in my mind, so is Wonder Woman. Wonder Woman's supposed to be kind of one of the most powerful characters in the DCU. And he seemed to beat the crap out of her incredibly easy in the first round. I mean, yeah, I don't know. It just didn't work for me. Didn't particularly like the art style. Didn't particularly like the writing. So I know I'm being a grumpy old bugger here, and I'm sure loads of people will love this because Lobo is a very popular character. But this one sadly did nout for me. If you're looking for a KO book this week, I would go Aquaman and Hawkman, I have to say. Particularly enjoyed that one. This one was naff. Right, let's see what people in the chat are saying. It's 500 now, I believe. I think there are a couple of hoops you have to jump through. Matt Likes Comics got monetized at 500. Very cool. It changes all the time, Terry. I know when I got monetized, it was 1,000 subscribers, and I can't remember, but you had to have a certain amount of view time as well. Can't remember what it was off the top of my head, but I know they do change it. You're not planning the road trip, then? Yeah, I didn't plan that one. I did plan it, and then they ballsed it up. We've got Rod. Nice to see you, Rod. Hope you're doing well, pal. I need a Christmas book. That looks good. It was good fun. It was good fun. If you like, I don't know, Paul, do you like horror? If you like your horror and detective kind of stuff, I tell you what it felt like. The start of it, up until we get to kind of, oh, Santa's real. The start of it was very much like Seven. You know, it was grim and gritty, detectives looking into, you know, murder and stuff. And I liked it. I enjoyed that. Deadly Tales of Gunslinger Spawn is excellent. Okay, I might have to check that one out. Might check that one out. Got the Eddie Barrows cover to that Lobo thing. Leave it in the bag, Terry. Leave it in the bag. Next, we've got this. This is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles issue number 13. This is the next issue following from Jason Aaron's departure. Jason did a cracking little run on Turtles, got us interested for the first time in years. Recommend his run if you've not read a lot of Turtles. It's a very, very good book. Picked this up because I wanted to see whether I was going to continue on with it or leave it. I'm a big fan of Jason's writing, and I was wondering if that's what made us enjoy the book more so than the characters themselves, shall we say. And absolutely it was. So this issue is okay. If you're a Turtles fan, I'm sure you'll like it. For me, you can absolutely tell there's a massive shift in writing and dialogue between the last 12 issues and this one. This one feels very much cartoony to me. It felt like I was watching the early 80s cartoon. It's a bit sillier. You know, I'm sure it's great for people who love Turtles. Just for me, it doesn't have the same hit as the last 12 issues. So yeah, this is a jumping off point for me. If anybody tells us a few months down the line that this is cracking, then I will go back to it. But at the moment, this is most definitely a jumping off point, sadly. We've then got Nova Centurion issue number 2. This is part of Marvel's new trying to revamp the cosmic side of their books. Love me a bit of Richard Rider as Nova. This issue was a solid book. Again, it's very by the numbers Marvel. You get introduced to Ravenous, who was one of Anhilus's kind of big bad guys during the Annihilus War. I never need to say that name right. I don't know what it is. Nova's got a bit of a grudge because he led the assault on the Nova homeworld and killed all the Novas. So this picks up with a bit of a battle between him. There's a new Ronan the Accuser introduced in this, or kind of accuser, sorry. It was good fun, and it's nice to see Nova back in action. And also, he shaved off the stupid bloody beard this issue. So yeah, pleased about that. Good book, proper Marvel kind of old school storytelling. We've then got this. This is the new Hulk tale. This is the new series from Hulk, issue number 2. The Hulk is being kind of taken over by this demonic entity. That's the son of the mother of all evil. Issue 1 was pretty strong. Issue 2 was interesting. Basically, he heads to the bottom of the sea to unleash this creature which he wants to rule the seas with. He wants the creature to rule the seas. The creature kicks off and they get into a bit of a Barney. It's interesting. It is interesting. I'm looking forward to seeing where this tale leads, and I'm really looking forward to seeing what happens between the kind of this version of the Hulk and the Marvel Universe, the Avengers. So yeah, I'm quite digging this. I am quite into this new Hulk. It's fun. It is fun. Next issue, I think we'll find out what happened to good old Bruce Banner. So we'll see what goes on there. I need a Christmas book. Yep, I'll check that one out, pal. Dan, nice to see you, bud. Hope you're doing well. Dan's just put out a cracking little video about Absolute Batman issue number 1. Go check that out, folks. I won't spoil it for you, but he's potentially going to make you about $120. So go check out that video. Super Sorrel might give it a go. I do love some Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I would get the trade paperbacks of Jason Aaron's run, Sorrel. It is good. It is a strong little run of the book. Next, we've got good old Transformers issue number 24. This is starting to show a bit of signs of weaning for me. I was starting to lose the faith a little bit after the kind of the last writing and art team left, but we got picked up with some decent talent on this one. But it's just not floating me boat, which is weird because I love a bit of Transformers. I'm going to persevere, but I'm going to give it a few more issues just to see how I feel about it longer term. But this issue is quite interesting in that we've got a Decepticon defecting to join the Autobots. It is interesting in regards to that. We'll get Prime getting an update. He's all nice and shiny by the end of it. And we have, of course, got the introduction of Miles Mayhem into this universe. Again, featuring in the book, who most of you will recognise from the Mask universe. So we'll see a bit of that hopefully coming out in the next few issues. So yeah, it's okay. The artwork is nice. I'm still kind of along for the ride. We'll see what happens longer term. Punisher issue 3. This is just mental. So this is Punisher back from Weird World. We're not quite sure why yet. Being captured by the Kingpin. Had something stuck in his noggin. Microchip is kind of controlling him. And he's going around doing the Kingpin's bidding. This is super violent. I did get the red band one, so I'm not sure what the normal issue was like. But in this, you've got Tombstone slicing off fingers and hands and things, and heads exploding, and the Punisher killing a lot of people. Yeah, at one point he puts his his thumbs into someone's throat and rips the throat out. It's very graphic, very graphic. But it's the Punisher, so what do you expect? Do you know what I mean? He's meant to be like that. I'm really enjoying this. I am really enjoying this. If you like your Punisher stories, if you like a bit of an unhinged Frank Castle where he's not really a superhero, he's going around dispatching bad guys, then go and check this out. Oh, thanks, Fuzzy. There isn't a normal issue. It's just red band only. Yeah, check this out. It is super, super violent. Yeah, I'm really enjoying it. Really enjoying it. Well worth picking up. Well worth reading. This one jumped out at us. I thought I'd give it a go, see what it's all about. I do quite like Mad Cave, and I do quite like issue number 1s. This is Our Soot-Stained Heart. Really interesting story. I'm not sure I really understand everything that's happening in it yet, and I'm presuming that'll kind of pan out. I think it's basically a Santa Claus story. So basically you've got this little city that's running on coal power, basically. And you've got like a caste system where the Baron controls everything, but you don't see the Baron. He's off city, and he's got his minions basically controlling all the working class people who are down doing the digging and all the rest of it. And once a year you get issued with your coal for the year. The city's covered in smog and all that kind of stuff, and it's horrible. But basically there's this narrative where it's a bit like the old Santa Claus tale, where if you're naughty, you get your coal, but if you're good and you're nice and you're pure, you don't get coal. So in this universe, if you're good, then you're not doing so well in life. So the main character in this is a pure. She's good. So she's not meeting her quota for doing bad things to warrant coal. And the basic story is some of the rebels of the city decide they want to get her, because she's a pure, out of the city and heading north to where the Baron lives. You don't see the Baron in this issue, but it's heavily implied that basically he's a Santa Claus-esque character. So off the trot, they jump on a train, there's a bit of a kerfuffle and a battle, and then she jumps off the train and she's heading north to meet the Baron. Now, one of the Baron's flunkies back in the city, who looks very much like Jack Frost, I think they're basically implying he's Jack Frost, dispatches a load of assassins to hunt her down and stop her before she gets to the Baron. So, like I say, really interesting take. I'm not 100% sure I understand everything that's going on yet, but it has got us intrigued. On the back page of this book, there is the cover for issue 2, and it basically says she meets the Baron, and he's basically a guy with a white beard in a red suit. So again, like I say, it's heavily implied it's Santa Claus. Artwork is great. Loving the art. That image there of the polar bear is just obscene. Love that. Absolutely love it. So yeah, I'd recommend, if you're interested again in a Christmassy type story, maybe pick this one up. This one might be good to pick up as a trade paperback. I don't know how many issues it is, but I suspect it'll be a nice book to read in kind of one sitting. But yeah, I enjoyed that one. It was good fun. Fuzzy's just saying, Punisher being decent, enjoying Tombstone. Yeah, me too, mate. Yeah, I've been really enjoying it. The polar bear looks outstanding. Yeah, it's a stunning image. Stunning. Okay, next. I've mentioned this one a few times, guys. Again by Mad Cave. A lot of books this week by Mad Cave that I'm really liking. It Killed Everyone But Me. This is the penultimate issue. Issue number 4 about this group who've unfortunately unleashed these demons onto Earth. Really interesting. You get a bit of background, a bit of history into the demon creatures that are on in this book. I would imagine churchy-going type people might struggle a little bit with it, because basically what it says is that all of these creatures, these demons, are basically put on Earth by God because God is not happy that people don't fear him anymore. So their job is to bring a bit of fear back into humanity, which is an interesting take. But this book picks up where basically we've got 2 demonic entities now working separately, one of which killed all of the main character's friends a few years back, and she's trying to get them to help her find this new demonic entity. Some great imagery in this book of them basically eating and devouring people, hunting down the new bad guy, and the issue ends with basically a team up of the original demonic creature and the main character. Cover work on these, if you like your horror, is phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. Great little series. I'll probably pick this one up in trade paperback when the 5 issues are out, because it is good fun. It is good fun. Then we've got this. This is Ordained by Bad Idea. This book's got an awful lot of noise and heat about it. It's been chronically delayed. It should have been out months and months and months ago. And there's a lot of noise about this because I believe that one of the studios is picking this up already to say that they're going to make some kind of live action movie or adaptation of this. Really, really cool book. I enjoyed it. I did enjoy it. I enjoyed the artwork. The basic story is about this priest who gets called in to do last rites on a chap in hospital. When he gets there, the guy's basically a mobster boss. And is on his way out, and as he's dying, he kind of confesses all kinds of horrendous stuff to this clergyman. Now, interestingly, as we kind of get to that point, there's a lot of scenes like this page I'm showing you there, where people have already got a bit of a fear for him. Now, I don't know if this was meant to just represent the guys, because once the guys flick the cigarette, he kind of pulls back and says, "Oh my God, I'm so sorry," that. I don't know if that's meant to reflect that he's scared because he's a religious man, or if we're supposed to be getting a bit of a kind of a John Wick feel to this, that this guy is known to people because he's had a dangerous past. He does say at one point, if the church can accept me, it would accept anybody. So it does imply that he's a bit of a John Wick character. Anyway, the guy who's in hospital and about to die gets his last rites read. And then the next day, he's tickety-boo. He feels much better. Danger has passed. Miracle healing. And he decides, oh, balls, I've told this clergy guy too much stuff. Go bump him off for us. Go and kill him. So he sends a load of his goons after him. And it all kind of kicks off. And the guy, the preacher, kicks the crap out of him, basically. And all these guys who hunt him down. I really enjoyed it. It screams John Wick, mind. It absolutely screams John Wick, of the kind of the retired assassin who gets pulled back into things. This guy's obviously got a very interesting past. Special Forces, I believe, is hinted at. I think this is a good little book. Recommend it, and I'm looking forward to seeing what they do with it. I think this will absolutely become a movie. At some point. Again, probably helmed by the guys that did John Wick. I noticed that as you get on the comics, there's a blurb. Let's have a look. See, there's a blurb by, So there's a bit of a blurb on the front there by the guy, the writer and creator of John Wick, saying it's relentless, bone-crushing, symphonic carnage. So they've already had copies of this and are already singing its praise. So they're probably gonna get something out on that. I would imagine they're gonna get a book out from this at some point, a movie out from this at some point. So yeah, recommend that one. Each week, if there is something to talk about, I'm if there is something to talk about, I'm just telling you books that I've decided, that I've flicked through on the shelf and I've decided I'm dropping. So I read Spirits of Violence issue 1 and hated it, but as I usually do, I give books at least 2 issues. So I read issue 2, hated it, flicked through this on the shelf the other day, and decided, nah, it's just doing nothing for us. The storytelling's crap, the dialogue's crap. I hate the artwork. I'm sorry, but look at that image of Ghost Rider there, man. It's just not for me at all. So yeah, I decided to drop Spirits of Violence. If anybody out there is still reading it and lets us know if they're enjoying it, please, that would be grand. But for me, that's a binner. That's a binner. So there you go. That's my comic recommendations for this week. Some cracking books out there, worth picking up, particularly Ordained, I would say, and also the Cole book. I can't remember what it's called. That one, Our Soot Stained Heart, I thought was particularly good. So please go check those out. Right, guys, let's see what people in the chat are saying. We'll check all these recommendations out. Good stuff, Dan. Let us know what you think. Fuzzy, it screams film. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, former special ops. But he's vowed not to kill. Oh, okay, I didn't pick that up. That's interesting, Fuzzy. Same writer. He wrote Bad Ideas' first book. Okay. I quite like Bad Idea. I've got some good stuff out there. Yeah, I've got some good stuff. Right, guys, toy time. Just a couple of figures to show you today, just to mention. Like I say, ladies and gents, I have been to a toy fair today. I have picked up some cracking things. I'm going to try and get a video filmed as soon as I'm finished here with you and get it out tonight because I'm excited to show you some of the stuff I've got. But just talking vintage figures, we've got this. This is good old Orko, one of my favourites. Mechanism on him still works, so when you spill that, he goes screaming across the table. I love me a bit of vintage Masters of the Universe, as you all know, so worth getting. What I'm missing, though, so as you know, I've got a new policy. Not a new policy, I've been doing it for about a year. Vintage action figures, I will only buy from toy cons and fairs. I don't buy off eBay anymore because it spoils, for me, the hunt and the chase. So, sometimes it's a struggle to get these vintage figures with all the bits. So we've got Orko here, but I'm missing. He comes with, I think, about 5 little round yellow plastic discs that, a bit like one of those Russian dolls, that all stack up into one thing. And he's supposed to basically knock them over. So I am missing those. So I'm on the look for those. Always hunting them little devils out. And then the next vintage figure I've got to show you is this guy, good old Pete Venkman from the real Ghostbusters. I've got the full set of the original Ghostbusters. I updated me Winston, didn't I? Sure I did. So I got screwed over a little while ago with my Winston figure. Excuse me. Where I picked up what I thought was a vintage one and it wasn't. I'm sure I've bought a vintage one since then. Anyway, so yeah, I've got all the main Ghostbuster characters. These are really nice figures. Quite hard to get. And if you do get one, guys, just be very cautious of the gun section. Because it clips on and off. But I don't know if you can see very well there. You might not be able to see it. But on the clip here, just where my finger is, you can see the whitening of the plastic. That's the strain on the clip section. So if you keep taking it on and off, they quite often snap off. See a little bit better there. So just be cautious with those. But yeah, that's a Pete Venkman original Ghostbuster from the 80s line. Don't think this is the right ghost that goes with him, but you do get a whole host of these little ghosties with the original figures. So yeah, they are quite nice. I like them. I like them a lot. Okie dokie, let us see. Next, show off. I'm going to show you quickly some of the books I've been picking up this last week or so. Please do put in the chat if you guys have been picking up anything and that you particularly recommend. But we'll start off with this. Mentioned it already. This is Ordained. Picked up that. I actually ordered this from Sad Lemon, I think. So this came through the post. I also picked up a variant cover. I like this one. Really like this one. That's a nice cover. So yeah, I think there are some other... Is that Charlie Adler? I'm not sure who's the cover artist on that. I think it's Charlie. There are some lovely ratio variants for Ordained. Well worth checking out. So they are nice. They are nice. Fuzzy, everyone stopped talking when I turned up. This isn't help my self-esteem. I'll stop posting. Fuzzy, they're just N of you, pal. They're just N of you. Ruby can't get a word in. Right, okay, chaps. So, I went to the comic shop and I wasn't meant to be buying anything, but I picked this up. So this is House of Slaughter, the Butcher's Trilogy. I've been getting these. I got volume 1 and volume 2 of the slip cases of these. Never read any of House of Slaughter, but I do love that purple foil. So yeah, I went for that one. This is a really, really nice hardback. So yeah, I will be reading all of those. I haven't read volume 2 yet, I don't think, so I need to get onto that. Then I picked up a few books as well. Now, Mr. Dunlop, I'm sure you recommended this one to us. If you didn't, let us know, because I trust your taste. But I saw this on the shelf and I thought, I'm sure Fuzzy's been posting and talking about that. I got the trade paperback for Grommets. Rick Remender. You can't go wrong with Rick Remender, mind. He's amazing. But I'm sure Fuzzy, tell us if I'm wrong. I'm sure you will recommend this one. So this is Grommets 1 to 7. I don't know if it's an ongoing or if this is the full thing. I love the look and of the artwork on the back. It looks really, really interesting. Grommets is both authentic look at 80s skate culture, a snapshot of the generation that turned skating into a worldwide phenomenon, as well as a heartfelt coming-of-age story of two friends from troubled homes navigating their damage in an era where no one cares. So yeah, Fuzzy's just saying, favourite read of last year. Oh good. See, Fuzzy, I do listen to you. I knew you'd recommended it. I knew you'd recommended it, pal. So yeah, looking forward to getting stuck into that one. It looks very, very interesting. In Forbidden Planet, they had some nice variant covers, which I hadn't seen before. Sorry about the popping on. These are going in the giveaway box, but I did enjoy this series. This is the history of the DC universe, but it's a foil cover. So I hadn't seen that one before. Not often you see a double page foil with some really nice looking characters on the front there. So pick that one up. That will be going, like I say, straight into the giveaway box for channel members. So yeah, nice one. Nice one. It's actually a great read, that. I don't know if anybody's been reading it. I know Fuzzy has been reading it. I think Terry had as well. But if you're into your history of the DC universe, that's a nice little read. Well worth getting. Pick this one up for myself. This is DC KO. Daniel Warren Johnson, and I know not everybody's a fan of Daniel Warren Johnson's artwork, but I just like this one. I thought this looked pretty cool. So I had this on the back wall, so I thought, yep, I'll jump on that and grab that one. So really nice foil. Got this one again for the giveaway box. Another foil, shiny goodness. Civil War issue 2 with that stunning Michael Turner cover. He's an incredible artist. Just incredible work. So yeah, again, into the giveaway box for that one. Now, I got this one. Every time I see this one, I cannot pass it up. So this was on in a comic shop I was at in the middle of Newcastle, and I thought, yeah, I have to go for that. I have to go for that because, like I say, I don't pass this one by. So this is a UK comic, the complete Spider-Man issue number 1. I think I've got 3 copies of this now. It's a brilliant little book. It retells some of the McFarlane Spider-Man tales with that beautiful McFarlane cover. The thing that I look out for with this is you get this iron-on, stitch-on fabric patch on the cover. So if I ever see a complete one with patch, I always jump on this one because it's a lovely, lovely book. Great McFarlane cover. Great to have the free gift. So yeah, it's a good one. Like that one. Like I said, good old absolute Batman. We talked about this at the start of the show. Really recommend you read this. It's a good book to read. Good one to get a hold of. A couple of copies if you can get a hold of it. So I got the standard cover A. I got this one, which I really, really like. Just messed up, innit? Just messed up. So I like that one as well. That's a very cool cover. And then I got this. Now this one was a little bit pricey, but it is in beautiful condition. And it is the Virgin variant. So I got that one by Jock. Really interesting cover. Like I say, I paid a little bit of money for this one, I think, but I've had a quick look on eBay and I paid half the price that it's going for on eBay. Don't know whether to get that signed by Jock or not. So he's at Thought Bubble every bloody year. Don't know. I might take that one and get it signed. It's got a lot of blank space there, isn't it, for a nice signature. What do you think, guys? Would you guys get that one signed, or would you just leave it as it is? It's a lovely cover. It is a lovely cover. So yeah, nice one. Nice that. Last book. I absolutely friggin' hated the comic book. It was crap. But I do like a blank cover. So I got this. This is Batman Deadpool issue number 1, blank cover. I particularly go for blank covers that are coloured. I don't know why. I just love the ones that aren't just your basic white. So I've gone for Batman Deadpool issue number 1 with the blue cardstock cover. Again, to get some nice nice artwork on that at some point. So yeah, there you go. Some nice little books there picked up. But ladies and gents, that's not all I've got this week. And I just want to give a massive shout out to, first of all, Terry, Deadman, and Mr. McGroovy Paul. Please check out both of their YouTube channels. Terry has got Deadman's Cover Show and Mr. McGroovy, both on YouTube, both doing amazing stuff. Paul, Mr. McGroovy, asked myself and Terry and a few other people to record a video with him last week, which was good fun. But during the recording, he did a Wheel of Death kind of thing. And two of were really, because he did a giveaway for the Americans, and he also gave a giveaway for the UK tubers. Terry won the giveaway, so he won the spin, and he picked this book, which is an incredible giveaway. So a CGC 9.8 of King Size X-Men Annual 6 with a phenomenal Dracula cover, Storm as a vampire. So Terry won this, but then after the show, without telling us, Terry got in touch with Mr. McGroovy and said, can you send that to Peter instead? Which was incredibly generous of you, Terry. Really do appreciate that. Now, I received this. Thank you so much, Terry. But what I've decided to do with it is I'm going to put this in for the charity show we're doing in February for Young Minds Matter, mental health charity for kids and kids' parents. So this will go into the raffle, the auction in February. I told Mr. McGroovy I was going to do that, so he sent a load of other stuff with it. So not only have we got that from Terry and Mr. McGroovy, which is incredibly kind of yous, but Mr. McGroovy also sent a load of books. So quite jealous. I might have to buy this myself. So he sent us this, Tomb of Dracula, Day of Blood, Night of Redemption. Look at that cover, man. Look at that artwork. So he sent us this. Like I say, I may end up bidding on this one myself because I think that looks stunning. I know we're good pal Sorrel will be in on that as well. This is a beautiful book. So he sent us that. Thank you so much. He sent with this, X Factor, issue number 71. Great run by Peter David, I believe. Great run of X Factor on this. And this is signed by the cover artist, I believe, or the artist, which is incredible. So a lovely run of X Factor there. One of my favourite runs, actually. So appreciate that. We'll get to the next book in a second. This, The Immortal Hulk. This is volume 10. A brilliant little series. Alex Ross cover work. Love that as well. Another mint horror book, which I might have to... We've got 30 Days of Night, Dark Days. So another great trade. If you've not read this, well worth reading. All of the 30 Days of Night stuff is brilliant. Amazing painted artwork. So I recommend you check that one out. And then this one, which I'd never even seen before, which is stunning. Daredevil and Black Widow. Abattoir. Is that Abattoir? Is that how you say it, Abattoir? By Jim Starlin. Love the cover work on that. Beautiful image of Daredevil and, of course, of Black Widow. Yeah. Really nice. So all of these free for the giveaway, for the auction from Mr. McGreevy. He also sent us this. Now, I did a show with him and I recommended him reading some Superman books. He sent us this. He said he's read it and he didn't like it. How dare you? How dare you, sir? This is some of Grant Morrison's finest work. This is All-Star Superman volume number 1, which is a cracking little book. But again, he's kindly sent with that to auction off. I recommend everybody reads this. It's a good read. So a whole stack of stuff from Paul, which I absolutely cannot thank you enough for, and a beautiful slab. Really appreciate it, bud. Really appreciate it. Thank you. Charity night We have talked about it for a while. It is going to be happening in February, so please keep that in mind. We'll need everybody's support with that charity night. If you want to help donate, if you want to give some stuff to it to send off on the night, please get in touch with myself or Andy, and please come on the February show to help support a really good charity. We made a good chunk of money last year. Can't remember how much it was, but it was over $1,000. So hoping to do the same this year. Let's just see who we've got in the chat. Loads of comments, thank you guys. Fuzzy's just saying Gromit's favourite read of last year. Yeah, looking forward to getting at that. Foily lovely. I should probably read the history book. It's quite good. It is quite good, Paul. It's a decent one. Bat Dan is an annual, also a Boland cover. Yeah, I like the Boland one. 4 issues, Mr. McGroovy, for the history of the DCU. Good. That saves me saying it to you. I sold that collection a couple of years ago, but I forgot about the annual and the time. We've got C4 Darkman. Nice to see you, bud. I hope you're doing well. Send that off to the Snyder and Jock CGC. Dan, I don't think that's worth it, mate. So, I mean, I've had a bad experience with the CGC signing events anyway, as you know, with Mark Spears one. But Jock comes to Thought Bubble every single year, so you can get a Jock signature for free at Thought Bubble. And Snyder was there a couple of years back, and I wouldn't be surprised if he makes a comeback at some point. So I don't know, I might hold on to him and get them both there. I found a great blank cover honey hole. Oh, you'll have to share, Fuzzy. Sharing is caring, pal. Let us know where you found that. Let's have a look. Oh, we've got Mr. Keegan in the chat. Nice to see you, James. Hope you're doing well. Hope you get loads of pennies for it. Me too, pal. Me too. It is a great cause. Pal. It's a really good one. Terry, I'll be bidding for that. Good stuff. Some people just don't have any taste. Terry, Paul saying he loved it so much he bought 2. I don't believe you. Lies. Had 2 car breaks in 1 week. Not that amazing. Oh, pal, that's awful. Sorry to hear that, C4. Sorry to hear that. That's dreadful, mate. Dreadful. Okie dokie. So, just quickly to mention a few things that are happening on the channel. Oh, I'm pressing lots of buttons again. I don't know what I'm doing. There we are. Membership, as you all know, thank you so much. We've had 2 members join tonight, which is absolutely tremendous. We've had Mr. McGroovy and we've had Joshy Boy Toys. Thank you for supporting the channel, guys. It really is appreciated. Just to make it clear to everybody, you know I do this YouTube malarkey because I love it and I enjoy it. I appreciate everybody that joins and watches. I appreciate all of my channel members. And as a thank you, we do the twice monthly giveaway. You are guaranteed to get at least minimum of 50 quid per giveaway if you're a winner in the giveaway. So you make your year's membership back in one giveaway win. So please, my massive thanks to everybody that supports. I know there's a lot of you in the chat who support the channel. It is massively appreciated. I've mentioned this a few occasions, but just to keep plugging, no more shorts on my main YouTube channel. I'm doing them all on TripleG Comic Clips, which is a channel that I've set up a week or 2 ago now, a couple of weeks maybe. So please do go and give that a support if you like short-based content. Bat Dan, if you're still in the chat, I just realised after we chatted yesterday that on that image there, the Michael Keaton Batman image I got done by Casey at Thought Bubble. It's on an absolute Batman #1, isn't it? Bollocks. I mean, that like you were saying, if you take that blank cover off, you can make $120, $130. So I'm not quite sure what I might do with that. But anyway, there we are. I will be repurposing part of this video, the bit that's talking just about comic books. I'm putting it out later on, probably tomorrow now, about comic books. So check that out if you want to go back and rewatch it. If you don't want to go back and rewatch it, please just click on it anyway and watch it for a minute or so, just to get us the algorithm thinking people are actually enjoying it. That would be helpful. We've got a whole host of videos out at the moment. Please do consider checking them out. I've been doing a lot of stuff with good old Sorrel, so go check out his channel as well to see some of the joint shows we'll be doing with that. And from next year, or maybe even this year, Sorrel, we'll see what we can squeeze in. Myself and Sorrel will be doing dual streaming members only videos. Live shows. So if you're a member on either of our channels, we'll be doing a joint live show where members can watch and interact with. So we'll be doing those going forward. So that should be fun. Tuesday night is Panel Breakers night, so we're back with our normal show on Tuesday with myself, James Keegan, Super Sorrel, and of course Efren. Then the Tuesday after, Sweet Baby Jesus, we are going to be doing our quiz again. That was fun the last time. That was fun. So we'll see who gets upset this time. We'll see what interesting rounds I can throw in just to wind people up. And it should be fun. Should be fun. So that will be not this Tuesday, but next Tuesday. But this Tuesday is normal Panel Breakers, as usual. Okay, kept you for over an hour. Thank you so much, everybody. That is your whack. Before we go, let's see what people in the chat are saying. We've got Liz Truss. Nice to see you. Her new YouTube page is a load of shit in it. Do apologise, Liz. Sorry to upset you, but you just need to stop, don't you? Hi, handsome. I heard a Truss impersonator started a channel, so I remixed one of her videos, and you can find it in Shorts section. Oh, God. Good stuff. Still don't know who this is. Still don't know who this is. Comes on my channel every now and then. Don't know who this is. But normally she'll disappear, and then we'll get a whole host of Prime Ministers joining. But yeah, thank you for your support, ex-Prime Minister. I do appreciate it. Fuzzy. Fuzzy, we're going to need you on full form for the quiz, pal. Sheriff duty reinstated. When Staples coming back? So, Terry, I mentioned it the other night, but Andy has got an awful lot on over the Christmas period, so he's just taken a little bit of a step back from YouTube just for a couple of weeks. He'll be back in the new year, and we'll bring Staples back. I didn't want... Andy was very, very kind and suggested I just crack on with Staples, but I didn't want to do it without him. He is an integral part of the Rusty Staples show, so we'll be coming back probably after Christmas and for more Rusty Staples goodness. She's not the real... God, she's not the real Truss. I am. Absolutely agree. Absolutely agree. Couldn't agree more. Got to be another Chris Bell account. Potentially. Reinstated. Never lost it. No, you didn't, pal. You never. What I meant was, you know, we've not done a quiz for a while, have we? So the Sheriff Force, it's a bit like the kind of the, you know, the Omega Force. The Sheriff Force needs to come back into full flow ready for the quiz because it's going to get messy. You know it is. And Fuzzy we trust, you know, it's going to get messy. Starmer, I thought you'd be rocking up. Nice to see you, pal. My father made staples that don't rust. Incredible. Incredible. Good stuff. Right. Okay, ladies and gents, let's disappear before Rishi Sunak appears. Always nice to see you. Thank you so much for stopping by. Appreciate all of your support as ever. And we'll catch you next time. Take care. Bye.
The curtains close, it's time to go. We really hope you enjoyed the show. Check out my channel for more geeky fun and hit like and subscribe before you run. All that remains is our thanks to you from TripleG and his YouTube crew. We really do hope you come on back, but for now that's your whack. Yeah, that's your